Modern Drummer. I'm David Frangioni. We're here live on stage, Slipknot in Amsterdam, first night of the show run of Europe. And of course, Eloy Casagrande.
Yes, thank you for coming, David. It's my pleasure to have you guys here.
It's great
with
to
me.
see
It's
you.
my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, let's go around this incredible rig. There's a lot to talk about. Let's start with the drums. I see 4 bass drums, but a double bass drum pedal.
No, we're not supposed to say that. I'm just joking. Yeah, it's very hard to explain, but it's also very easy to explain. Because I wanted to have 4 bass drum kits on my drums, but I just wanted to play 1. So that's the reason why.
So the visual, of course, and
visual,
the symmetry.
Yes, I don't flip the drumsticks, but I have 4 bass drums. That's the same thing. You
Are
know?
you an Alex Van Halen inspired drummer?
Exactly. When I joined the band, I had a talk with Sean Crahan, who's the percussion of the band as well. And we were talking about my drum kit, and he came with the idea to bring some Van Halen elements to my drum kit. Okay. You know, he wanted to have like a big drum kit, so we were talking about that, and we put together this monster kit that you see here right now. So the 4 bass drums, they were his idea. He wanted to have 4 bass drum on my kit. The thing is, I used a double pedal because I like the sound of just 1 bass drum.
I see.
Yeah, that's like how I played my whole life. So I prefer to have the mono sound instead of like the stereo sound. So that's the reason why.
And the bass drums, they're Star Classics. They're all the same depth, or those are a little shallower?
These are 24 by 14.
Okay.
And these are 22 by 16.
Okay. So the rack toms, what do we have for sizes?
So we have 10, 12, 13, 16, 18. You can see like the rack toms, they're a little bit shorter because I prefer to have more focused sound, you know, like fast sound focus.
Right.
And they work very good for this type of music. So that was something that I asked for Tama to do for me. It's all Bubinga drum kit, 100% Bubinga Starclassic drum kit. Okay. And it sounds very good.
And there's no triggers being on the kit or heard out front. There's an EAD10, but that's just for you to record what you're doing. We'll get to that in the electronics section, but this is an all acoustic sounding kit.
Exactly. Actually, we have some triggers here on the shells where you can see it. Yes, right here. We have like triggers on all the toms, but that's for the gate. When I hit the tom, they open the gate, and when like
I see,
and then it closes.
So it's for acoustics, even though it's being used as a trigger.
Exactly, but it's not for the sound.
That's for the
itself.
sound man.
Yes, for the sound guy.
Right.
For the front of house sound guy. Yes.
And we have a bell brass 50th anniversary. But I think this is the loudest bell brass I may have ever heard. My ears are telling me that anyway after hearing you play it. Thank you for watching and supporting everything Modern Drummer is up to. Hit the subscribe button down below. It means so much to us because we can keep bringing you the best drummers and content all the time. And please check out our shop. We've got Legends books. We've got back issues. We've got swag. everything the drumming community could want. And it's so exciting to have you guys be the best part of it. Once again, thank you, and enjoy the rest of the video. So what's the story with these hoops?
These are bell brass hoops as well, because we wanted to have even louder snare drum.
Because the snare does not normally come with bell brass hoops.
No, it comes with
shell.
die-cast hoops, like regular die-cast hoops. So we wanted to try those to keep like the same material for the whole snare drum, you know.
And who made those?
The Masters of Maple. There's like a small company from the US, and they make all different types of like casks and also like shells and hoops. They are very good. And they made this one especially for this snare drum.
Wow, so top and bottom, Masters of Maple, bell brass hoops.
Exactly.
So this drum is loud.
Super loud.
And it's a 6.5 by 14?
Yes.
Bell brass 50th anniversary.
Yeah, so you might say that you don't like what I play. That's all like a joke that I do all the time with the fans. You know, like they might say that they don't like the way I play, or if I'm playing bad, I'm playing wrong. But there's one thing that no one can say that I'm playing. It's not loud enough. You know, that's a joke that I do because it's gonna be loud.
Yeah, yes. I've heard you play it, and it is loud. You've been with Tama a long time.
Yeah, since 2010. 2010, so it makes 14 years.
And is this a new kit, the shells and all for this tour?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. I got this kit like 6-7 months ago.
Okay, yeah, so it's your newest kit. Is it a custom finish, or is that just a standard stock finish?
It's a custom finish, because when I asked them, I asked like a white finish, but it's not like piano white. You can see it's like more like ice.
Yeah, it's like a vanilla white.
Vanilla white, like ice color. So it's a little bit different, because we made like a comparison with a piano white, and it looks different. So I don't know what they did, why they did that, because I didn't ask for this, but it's a different color. Yes,
it's beautiful.
And I like it.
It's beautiful.
I'm not complaining. I like it.
No, it's a beautiful, beautiful looking kit, and it sounds fantastic. So for cymbals, take us around. You've been a Paiste endorsee. You shared that in your podcast since 2005, the day after you played the festival.
Exactly.
Right? You've been a Paiste endorsee.
Yes, exactly. And I just love the cymbals, you know. I have been playing them for so long that they make part of my personality. I don't imagine myself sitting in a drum kit and not playing with my Paiste cymbals. They make part of my identity, you know. So for the Slipknot, I changed it a little bit, my cymbal setup, you know. So let's start from here. I'm using the 15 hi-hat Modern Essentials. That was designed in collaboration with Vinny Colaiuta, you know, Paiste and Vinny. Vinny Colaiuta is maybe my #1 drummer. I just love him. You know,
he's a drum hero of yours.
Yes, he's my like #1. I just love him. He's like my god, my drummer god. Yes, I love him. And 602s,
you would think that they're great sounding cymbals. You wouldn't think they would necessarily be in a metal environment, right? Because they're not they're not rudes, and they're not like, you know, they're power line, but they're holding up.
Yes, very good. Because like I can have volume when I need it, but when I have like the small details with the tip of the drumstick, they also give me this kind of definition, you know. So
they give you both, and they're strong enough and durable enough that they can get through Slipknot shows.
Exactly. The thing is, all my cymbals, they were like not cymbals made for metal drummers. You know, you're gonna see like all my choices. The thing is, I'm a heavy hitter. So if I have thick cymbals and they're gonna be like louder than these ones that I'm using right now, that's gonna be impossible to have like a good sounding mix for the whole kit, because they're gonna be much louder than the drums, you know? So that's the reason why I choose like thinner cymbals with a little bit like less volume, so I can have a better balance between the toms, the drums, and the cymbals, you know? So it makes like the life of our sound engineer much easier and better.
And it gives you a lot more control over dynamics.
Exactly. They give me like so many options, you know, I have so many options when using this hi-hat, because it has the volume that I need when it's open, half open, and when I close it, it has like a good, very good definition with the tip, the point of the drumstick, you know. So
do you close it and leave it closed with the screw or with a clutch?
No,
Because I don't
never.
see a second hat.
No.
So if you're doing double kick, it's open.
It's open.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And so let's go around the rest of the cymbals.
Okay, start here from my left. We have a 2002 Wild Crash 20 Crash. It's more like a fast crash that I use at the middle of drum fill sometimes. So it's like the sustain is very short. So I place it in between like some small details, some fast notes that I want to play. This is like the 20 Crash Modern Essential 602.
Also a Caliuta creation.
Exactly, and I love this cymbal as well because it's good for choking. When I do like the chokings, that's the cymbal that I use for it because it's thin, you know. And it also is the cymbal that I use to crash, like to give like big crashes. It's very like versatile. I can use it for many different purposes, and I love the sound of this one. The Splash, it's a signature Splash 10-inch. It's a beautiful sounding cymbal. I just love the sound of these splashes, you know. And here, maybe it's like that's the weirdest thing that you're gonna see on my kit. That's a Masters Dark Crash 20 inches. This is a cymbal that it's made for jazz drummers, you know. So, but this is my main crash that I have on my kit. The thing is, it's thin, you know. It has like a dark sound. So it's a cymbal that I can control the sound every time that I hit it. You know, so if I want like a big volume, I just give it a hit and it's gonna open right away. But if I just need like to keep playing and keep like the washing sound, it also gives to me without compromising the other sounds, the other microphones. So it's one of my favorite cymbals ever. Here we have the Novo China 20 inches from 2002. That's my favorite China because it doesn't have like a lot of sustain. It's like a short attack. The Power Ride 20 inches from 2002 as well. It has a very pink definition, so good for the style that we're playing here. The bell, the Mega Bell from 2002. Because sometimes I'm not able to reach the bell of the right cymbal, so I have a bell right here, so it makes my life easier. And the last cymbal is the Formula 602, the classic one, medium 20 inches. So that's the cymbal that I use at the end of the drum fill, and it's like a cymbal with a bigger sustain, just to be used for big crashes, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it's also fast, but if I need to attack like a long sustain, it also gives to me without compromising the sound, the sound of the whole kit. It's still controlled. It has a controlled sound.
And let's hear some of these others.
Yeah, this is the Dark Crash. If I'm playing like a groove using the crash cymbal, I can control like the volume of the cymbal very easily. So
yeah, it's very responsive.
Very responsive, and it gives me like all the range of volume without compromising the sound again, you know.
And this is your fast China.
Yes, fast China. The Ping Ride. And the last crash.
Very nice. All mic'd up with SE microphones.
Yes, SE Electronics. Yes, very good mics. I discovered these mics like maybe 2 years ago, and I was fascinated by their quality. And I also have a very good relationship with them. Very good brand, very good company, and I'm very happy to be sponsored by them as well.
And you have them everywhere. So
Yes.
they're in the kicks, they're
yes, everywhere.
snares everywhere.
Everywhere.
Very
Yes,
nice.
everywhere.
All Tama hardware
Tama hardware,
and
100%
Tama rack.
rack system. That's the
And-
best hardware that you can find. They are very strong. I still have in my house like some hardware that I got back in 2011, and they still exist. They still like strong as a rock.
Right.
You know, so they are very solid, very well made, and I love the Tama hardware as well.
Works for the road because it takes a beating.
Yes, definitely.
And you're using Iron Cobra across the
Cobra.
board for pedals.
Yes, the classic Power Glide, Iron Cobra pedals with their beaters, you know, just like keep it simple.
And they're like hard plastic
Yes, I
beaters?
just turn around and instead of using like the other side, I'm using the hard plastic.
Okay.
Just to give some extra attack.
Yeah. Yeah. And for electronics, you have Yamaha. Looks like you're endorsing Yamaha.
Yes.
And you got quite a nice setup here. Let's start with the EAD10.
Yes, the EAD10 I use to record my videos that I post online on my social medias. So that's what I use it for. It, you know, it's really good. It's something that it's a very easy setup to mount and to get a very good sound of the drums. You know, so
and just from one trigger mic, you get everything you need.
Exactly. So I just record every show here. So it's also good because I like after the show to listen to the whole set that we played. So that's the easiest way that I can make it happen.
And DTX.
Yes, here we have like some sounds that we use. We have like the bass drop. Sometimes I play it as well. It's just in one of the pads. The other one is just here right now for the visuals as well.
And as a backup.
Backup, yes.
This Peisty gong is beautiful, very Slipknot centric.
Yes.
What's the size?
It's a 40-inch gong.
Okay.
And
Peisty symphonic gong, but custom painted.
Custom painted, yes. Yes, I'm very lucky that the guys, they had time able to make these gongs for me. And actually I have two kits that look exactly the same. This is the A rig, and I have a B rig.
With a gong like this.
With a gong.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So, and Peisty custom painted this for you?
Yes, yes, they did it by themselves, and it sounds so good. The first time that I heard a gong in my life was at the Peisty factory, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
I just love the sound of these gongs, and actually, that's how I start the show every night. The first thing that I play is the gong. So the show itself starts with the gong.
So this is a mallet.
You can play it.
Really? You want me to hit the gong?
Yeah. You can play it.
These are so loud, these gongs. I don't want to. That's tapping. Gorgeous.
Yeah, gives you some peace before the storm, right?
Yeah, and when you hit it, you hit the crap out of it, right?
Oh,
this thing, you'll hear it in the next city over.
You can see here like the
you see
small signs when I hit it.
Marks.
Yeah, the hit marks, yes.
So what's happening here with this visual click? What's going on back here?
Oh, that's
looks like an iPad.
Yes, it's like an iPad that I have like a metronome in there. So for the songs that I have to start, I normally like to look at the click so I have the right tempo to count for the band to start the song.
And so you have presets for the songs with the different tempos?
My drum tech, every time he needs to come to the stage and set up like the right
so he's manually putting tempos in for you before you need it.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
But we don't do that for the whole show, just for like a few songs, the songs that I have to count in for the band. So, but this is really helpful, you know, so sometimes I'm like, you know, like the adrenaline, like the emotion, like all the feelings, they can affect the way that you feel the speed, especially playing the drums, especially playing a metal band. So to keep everything like easier for me, I just look at the metronome and I know how to start the song.
And that's an old school looking metronome in a new kid, right? That's like the metronome when I was a kid. We had the wooden metronome and it went back and forth like an old clock.
Yeah, exactly. That was the first metronome that my mom, she gave to me because she was a piano player.
So she had
and
that.
she gave that to me. Oh, you can use that.
With a little weighted tempo.
But you cannot play the drums and to listen to that metronome, you know?
It's too soft.
It's too soft. And I remember there was a kid, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. But then I discovered like they made like some new metronomes, you know, electronic metronomes.
So the Eloy Casagrande ProMark signature stick. So these sticks, these are prototypes, but they're coming out soon. You work closely with ProMark.
Exactly.
They're born from the origin of a 5B.
Yes.
but I can feel them. They're more,
solid.
yeah, they're
Solid.
more weighted. They have a different finish.
Yes.
What did you have ProMark do to create?
So they came, like the size is exactly like a 5B. Hickory 5B forward, because all the weight is more like on the top of the drumstick instead of on the bottom. And I asked them to choose all the heaviest drumsticks, because like when they are making drumsticks, like the wood, sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's solid, less solid. So I asked them to make sure that all the drumsticks they're gonna make for myself, they're gonna be the heaviest ones, the heavy ones, So I just have like the heaviest 5Bs.
And do you go through a lot of sticks in a show? How do sticks survive your shows typically?
It depends a lot. Maybe it's like one pair, sometimes two pairs, sometimes three pairs.
In a show?
In a show.
Okay, so it just varies on how.
Yeah, because like sometimes when I'm using the drumstick and I realize, because I play with rim shots and they start like breaking in the middle.
And this is such an intense rim. This is going to be brutal on wood, being hit that hard. So that's really the culprit. Is it the backbeats?
Yes.
That would go through sticks that fast.
Yeah. So when I see like the drumsticks, it's like almost breaking. When I see like those marks of the ring shot, I change the drumstick before it breaks. So I don't stop playing in the middle of the song.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's something that I learned like from some years ago from the road. That when you see like that drumstick, it's like getting to the point to break, you change it. You don't go until the end.
Right. And drum heads, you're using Evans G2.
Yes.
And those are G2s on the top and G1s on the bottom.
Yes.
And what's the process behind tuning them and getting the sound with Evans? Because you've been with Evans a long time as well.
Yeah, it's almost 20 years. Almost 20 years. The thing is, I like to have my drums with an open sound. Everything is very open. We are just using some gel from Evans here just to kill a little bit of the overtones for the front of house.
Right.
But I like to have all my drums like lively, open, and sing. I need volume, especially for this gig. I need a lot of volume. I need a very responsive kit. So that's the reason why we use G1 on the bottom and G2s. They give the sound that I need. Live, a lot of volume, a presence, In the tuning, actually, you're gonna notice that my 3 rec tones, they have a higher tuning than normal. They're like, in comparison to other drummers, how they tune their drums. Because I want to have that different sound on my drum kit. So when I play a small tom, like a 10-inch tom, it's gonna have a different sound from the 16 floor tom.
Right.
And sometimes you see drummers just like tuning down everything, and the drums, they almost sound like the same. So they have a lot of toms, but they all sound the same. So I want to make sure that my rec toms, they sound different from the floor toms.
So there's a lot of range among the drums.
Exactly. So you can see they have a higher tuning. Now here we have like the low ends, you know.
That's bottom, and then a lot of bottom.
Exactly.
They sound great.
That's something different that I have been doing for the last 5 years. I'm looking for those higher tuning tones, to get more definitions, and also to break, like to cut the mix,
And you have an Evans heavyweight coated with a dot on the snare.
Yes. It works very good for this snare drum because it's a very loud snare drum with a lot of overtones, sustain. So a thicker drum head helps to control a little bit the overtones,
So that gives you the durability, and it tightens the sound a little bit.
Yes.
And then what are you using underneath?
That's the Hayes 500. It's a thicker one. My favorite actually is the Hayes 300. But sometimes, like, we have the problem, it breaks, So I have to use like a thicker one. So I'm gonna make sure that the snare drum is gonna survive until the end of the show.
Yeah, right, gotcha.
But anyway, it sounds really good.
And what about on the bass drum?
That's the EAD heavyweight.
Okay.
EAD heavyweight, to have the durability and also the attack from the EAD.
Let's see. Well, this kit it's, you know, I see some of the accessories, the LP claw for the mic holder and the Tama stick
Yes.
holder and your stick bag and the throne. We have Tama throne.
First chair. Yes,
First chair.
that's how much, yes.
So this kit is awesome. Can we hear it?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right, let's check it out. So Eloy, last question on the rig. What are these weights or stoppers, or what is this contraption that you have that's holding the snare and some of this hardware, the floor toms and whatnot in place?
Those are the brakes for the drums, so they don't move.
Okay.
Those are the brakes for the snare drum, the stoppers for the,
who
for
makes
the snare
them?
drum. I have no idea.
Where'd you get them?
So they got I can let you know what the company.
Okay.
That's
Just
good to keep
curious.
that. That's good to
Yeah,
keep
yeah, we'll
that,
keep
yeah.
it. Of course. I mean, it's just, I'm looking here. So, yeah, I mean, they're
They're very
basically,
good. Very good.
they just keep, there's no way these stands are moving. I mean, they're heavyweight stands anyway.
Yes, one good thing to tell you is that every show we don't disassemble the drums. It goes
Oh,
this
they
way.
forklift?
Yes, it's straight to the truck.
Oh, nice.
So we don't. Yeah, so we just remove the
That's
gong.
it.
We remove some cymbals, and it goes like the whole thing just goes straight to the truck.
Oh, amazing.
So it's very good for my drum tech. He's very happy when he's
I'll
able to
say.
do that. Yes.
Wow.
Very lazy guy, you know. He doesn't have like to disassemble the kit every night. So
And it totally stays in place then.
Yes.
So literally just disconnect the snake and
exactly,
it's off.
It's off.
Okay, that's
Yes.
nice. So that keeps everything really consistent show to show
Yes.
as well on these long tours.
And also like my drum tech, so he has more time to change the drum heads and to tune it properly.
Right.
Since he doesn't have to like assemble
Yeah,
the drum
that
kit
speeds it up
every
considerably.
night. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. That makes a huge difference. So, Eloy, this rig is awesome. Thank you for taking us through all the details of it. Continued success on the Slipknot tour.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Modern Drummer. Check out the podcast that we have. Check out the contest. Check out Eloy's cover. And once again, thank you for being the best part of the drumming community. We love you guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Eloy Casagrande, David Frangioni, Modern Drummer. We'll see you soon.